Who are we missing? Oh,
Jenny?
I think we got everybody. We got all the cool people. All right. Good morning. So today we have a very special guest, Sean Carter. And Sean is a fairly new loan officer like you guys. And he has been a tremendous success as far as a rookie goes. And I want to talk to him about how he was able to accomplish so much and see if we can all learn something. So, Sean, I just have two questions for you. So tell me a little bit about you and your business. I know you're in, is it Fort Wayne? No, Fort Walton, Fort Walton, Florida.
Fort
Go
Myers.
ahead. Fort Myers. See, it was at a fort of some sort.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Tell us a little bit about your business, mostly purchase, refi. Where does it come from?
It's kind of a mix of everything. The refis, I've gotten some from. I'm licensed in Michigan, Indiana too, so I'm really trying to work my purchase business up in Michigan, Indiana, where I'm originally from. I'm just having a hard time breaking into that market due to the fact that I'm working out of Florida. A lot of people tell me they're going to use me, but they don't ever do. But I'm getting a lot of my circle of influence, getting some refis from them, and as far as down, pretty much in the Florida markets, it's probably a little bit more heavily weighted towards purchase.
So how did you, so last year you closed, what was it, $8 or $9 million?
Last year?
Yeah, your first year.
Well, first year, yeah, it's might be a little bit more than that. October to October. I started October 1st, and I'd have to look the exact numbers, but it's probably pretty close.
So how did you source that business?
Well, I was when I was hired on, John Jones and I were eating at a restaurant in Tampa and just getting to know each other. And he was talking about the business. I came from the car business, 22 years as a finance manager at a car dealership. And so, I was asking him obviously what somebody coming into the industry new would want to know is like, how do I get started? So we were talking about some ideas. And one of the things that kind of resonated with me is he had a loan officer he was telling me that he had that would go around with a cooler of ice water in the back of his car and would drive to open houses in the area and just pop in and introduce himself and give him a bottle of water. And I just thought that was kind of my interest because I don't do well on the phone. I will be the first to admit I struggle on the phone. As far as cold calling, I'm good on the phone with people I already know, and there's already some sort of a relationship there, because that's what I did at my previous job. Is I would rehash loans with bankers that I worked with and networked with, but just picking up the phone and calling somebody that I've never met before, I just find that makes me a little uneasy. So I just kind of thought that the open houses was a good fit for me. I also started my career when I was in high school. My first sales job I ever had, I used to sell Kirby vacuum cleaners door to door. So I would not go up to a door, just a random door. They'd push me out of this van. I was with these sketchy dudes in this van, and they'd give me a roll of paper towels, and I would knock on the door and say, hey, these are yours, just for taking a look at some of the other things I have for the home. And I turn around, grab my vacuum, and push my way in. And I'm 17 years old, learning how rejection works in a big way. But so I don't, for some reason, the rejection face to face doesn't bother me like it does over the phone. I don't know. That's weird. But so about 2 months, I hit open houses on Fridays and Saturdays. I'd hit probably an average of 4 or 5 a day. And mostly
so you did 4 or 5 open houses, but you can only do that on the weekend, right?
Yeah, it was just Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'd go into Zillow. I'd find out where the open houses were. I'd set up my driving schedule my driving map to try to cover as many as I can the time that I had. You only have to like from 11 to 4 or 2. I mean, you just have to kind of plan your open house around what houses you want to see, where you want to see it, what time you want to see them. So I try to maximize and about if I had any kind of meaningful interaction with the agents, I mean, 5 was about max.
But Sean, I've done that before. How do you overcome the fact so they go to the door and they think you're a customer and they're all, bright-eyed, and then you're like, "Hi, I'm Sean Carter with Van Dyke," and they're like, "Oh, you're a sales guy," and then they just kind of walk away.
I absolutely thought that's what it was going to be. I was preparing for that, and I could not have had a warmer reception by
Really?
it was there was probably I could count on one hand over that. Like I said, I did 2 months really hard, and then the probably another 2 months I tried, and it started getting really busy. But I'll talk about that in a second. But as far as my introduction to them, when I walked in the door, I was kind of bubbly. I was kind of, hey, how's it going? No alarm. I'm just a lender. I kind of made a joke of it, and they're like,
Right.
lender, and they're like, everybody was telling me nobody ever comes to open houses. No lenders ever come to open. I'm like, really? And I kind of had the whole territory to myself here, and it was awesome.
Right. Yeah. Because then they're bored. If nobody's there, they're bored and with nobody to talk to. Okay, but now fast forward a little bit where open houses are now crazy and there's a bunch of people there.
Yeah. I had I don't know how effective I am at that point. I mean, I'm going in, I'm waving. I can't even, they're typically always talking to somebody. There's cars lined up on both sides of the road. It's just, I kind of threw in the towel after a couple lackluster. Like I'd go out and maybe stop by one. And it was a joke, and I drove by 3, 4 others, and they all had the heart. I just kind of had to give up that. I had 2 good months of where things weren't crazy. I think hopefully we'll get back to a little bit normal market, and I can go back to doing the open houses.
So let's go step two. So you went to the open house, you did some chit chat while you were there. Now what do you do?
I get back home that night. I don't wait because I'm afraid I'll forget. I got all their cards, so I go and I put all of them in my top of mind. I set up a drip campaign for new realtors on my Tom, and I send out a
Is
text
that is
message.
that campaign already in there? You
Yeah,
created it yourself?
no, they somebody on our team did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think Ashley put the campaign together, and it's actually just something I click on. It's real easy.
Right.
So, and then I'll send out a text message just thanking them for taking the time to talk to me. It was really awesome, meeting them and connecting with them. And I send them my contact card instead of, I gave them my business card, but that takes effort for them to actually put it in the
Right.
phone. So I send them my contact card, say, hey, put this in your phone. I have it. I put in my name, I put lender Sean. So that they're looking for a lender. They search, I pop up. So I uh, I think that's been a good part of my success. I got gosh, one I just closed last month of the very first guy I ever met at an open house, and he's given me 2 loans so far, and he's probably referred other agents to me. I can't probably couldn't put a number on it. Um, I actually did his own personal loan, saved it. Chase screwed it up, so I got some real loyalty, from being able to save the loan from Chase not being able to close it. So,
Right.
but yeah, and then if I if I'm able to get some good traction with one of the agents, I try to go to the next step. And again, I don't like cold calling. That's just one of the things I don't like doing. I know it's something you have to do, and I struggle through it, but I try to get warm introductions. So if I do good for an agent in that office, I'm like, hey, I'm building my team, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not wanting to to know every realtor in town and have, a couple people that work with me. I'd rather focus on developing a strong relationship, kind of quality versus quantity. And, we, as I get a relationship growing with an agent, I communicate with them weekly. I'm like, hey, I want to, I have room for a couple other realtors. I can give the same kind of, service to them as you. Do you know anybody who could benefit from that? Like, can I get a introduction? And so then I'll transition into, working within their office. And it's a lot easier to call, hey, Dave told me to give you a call. I've done a couple loans
Absolutely.
for him, and he just thought maybe I might be a good person to put on your roster of lenders that are able to, work with you on nights and weekends and help you grow your business.
I think that sounds excellent. So I love the way you start the relationship by bringing them something, some water or whatever, um, maybe snacks, and so then you start it off on the right foot. You chit chat with them, you build the relationship, and then later when you call on them, it's a warm call. After you have some success, you ask for a referral.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like textbook that's textbook selling, Sean. That's really excellent. Okay, so I'm going to open it up and I want you guys to pelt Sean with all your questions. Uh, let's go, Lauren.
Okay, gosh. Let's see. What what would be your advice to somebody starting out where we're not really like currently our agents aren't really having open houses because the market is so crazy. You list your house and you have multiple offers within the weekend
Yeah.
and you're under contract really quick. There's just no need for them to do it.
Yeah. Well, again, open houses was a strategy I used. It's something um, that worked for me at a particular time frame. I think right now, today, you have to be a little bit more creative on offering a value proposition for your agent, because everybody's calling them right now wanting their business. And as the refis start dwindling off, that's going to be more and more and more, and you're going to have more and more competition. So I feel like probably a big part of the success I've had, even aside from the open houses, is that I think I have the ability to separate myself with the sincerity that I really want to help them grow their business. I'm not here. I don't, I have, sure, I have great rates. I'm a great company. There's tons of those out there. It's
Right.
just like, I want to be a partner with you. I'm going to call you back, or I'm going to answer my phone, whatever. I'm not going to blow you off because I'm too busy, and it's, uh, I kind of joked around with a lot early on my open house adventures, that I joke around with them like, hey, I'm brand new to the business. And I was actually honest with them on that. Like I told them I have, 20 plus years of lending experience, but mortgage is something new to me. And I'm trying to get out and meet people. And one thing about it, my pipeline's kind of small right now, and I have lots of time to give you a lot of service, a lot of, individual service.
Right.
Everybody I talk to, not everybody, a lot of agents I talk to that um, they're irritated by the fact they call their lender, and their lender just doesn't seem to be able to put them in any kind of priority, you
Right.
know?
Right, you're absolutely right. I mean, during the last year, it's been so crazy when you have, your pipelines double, you just have half the time for everybody, but you're, 100% on target with prioritizing the referral source over the actual loan itself. I mean, that's always going to, be a winning formula. Um, Nitty, do you have any questions for Sean?
No, no, but I'm taking a lot from you, Sean, that we need to go to open houses if we have any in my town. Hopefully, it would start happening. And then meet realtors because I am bad over the phone. I have tried calling them and I would say, hi, I'm Neeti from Van Dyke. And they'll be like, yeah, we are busy. We already have lenders. That's
Yeah.
it. And I'll just get demotivated. So I think the face to face interaction would be a better option. rather than being on phone.
Absolutely. I mean, over the phone is like, one hand tied behind your back. You can't read the body language. You can hear a little bit in their voice, but you don't have a lot to work with.
Right.
So yeah, I think that Sean's formula of warming things up face to face first, then follow up with the phone is really terrific. Daphne, do you have any questions for Sean?
So you've met, whenever you meet a realtor, like, and you've introduced yourself and all that kind of stuff, how would you say that you start building a relationship outside of like just doing like a drip campaign and that kind of stuff?
I think it's important to make a phone call. It's nice about that phone call. It's not a cold call because you've already had a face-to-face introduction with them, and like, hey, this is Sean. I met you at your open house last week. I just wanted to, again, I know I sent you a text with my contact card, but I just want to let you know that is really awesome, connecting with you. I want to help you grow your business. Most of the agents I'm meeting are new agents, which is kind of cool because the seasoned listing agents typically have other people doing their open houses, and they're usually new agents. And so you're probably talking to a few people if you do a lot of open houses that probably won't be in the business long because there's a little bit of a revolving door in real estate. Everybody wants to do it and doesn't realize how hard it is. But there's also some agents that are just going to really take off, and you could be the first. That's how I'm looking at it, as they're loyal to you because you were somebody who introduced themselves from the very beginning and offered to help them. And I think our top of mind is awesome because I have agents I met in my open houses that call me. I have a couple that are on automatic, but that want co-branded flyers, because they see value in that. They want to share that with their clients. So I think it's just you gotta continue to call them after the initial introduction.
Yeah, I think that is excellent advice. And so, Sean, let me ask you this. So, outside of direct sales calls, whether they're person or phone or whatever, do you do anything else personally as far as marketing, as far as, networking and socializing and whatever? We don't know anything about you. You have 7 kids or what?
Yeah. Well, I'm an empty nester, so we moved down to Florida from Michigan
Okay.
in last year, and it's hard when you start. I mean, really, my base is in Florida now. Is even though I'm licensed, and it's hard when you're not there to try to build that. But I don't have a circle of influence down in Florida, so it's just a matter of letting everybody know what you do. I'm always marketing. I mean, you don't take. When I was in the car business, I went home. I left home at work, but this isn't how this industry is. You're always working. I leave my business card when I give a good tip, at a restaurant, and I again, always asking for warm referrals from people I do business with. I have some insurance agents that I've gotten in pretty good with that I give them consistent business, and I check in with them. Hey, you got anybody who you think might be interested in a refinance? And I actually got one from the insurance company I'm with currently that I also refer out. I just got a refi lead from her last week. So, it's just really getting everybody on board with, knowing what you do and that you're there as a resource.
Okay, excellent. So if we don't have any more questions for Sean, Sean, it's been awesome. We'd love to have you for a whole meeting, but I understand that you have some obligations.
Yeah,
So
sorry about
you can hang out, or you can as long as you can, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I got a guy who contacted me this morning that he's taking a lunch hour, and I'm driving back to Michigan tonight at 5, so I wanted to get a hold of him.
From Florida?
Yeah, I'm going back to Florida. I'm up in Michigan right now. I'm calling you from my other house up in Michigan. So
Wow,
can't
what
wait.
is that about?
This the Sunshine
12
State.
hours? 12, 14 hours?
No, it's 21. Well,
Yeah.
it's 18 hours. It's 18 hours. It takes us 21 because we're always stopping, but
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, then go ahead, Sean. You got a full day ahead of you.
Yeah, I haven't loaded the car yet even.
So thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me come on. Appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Okay. So Sean gave us another perspective. I'm going to try and have a new loan officer guest or somebody that we can learn from um, every week. Okay, so let's talk about some of the action items that we had from last week. So we talked about a bunch of things. I'm looking at down at my notes right now. Um, okay, so we talked about adding our agents to that mortgage intelligence tracker so you could see when they listed a property. Has anybody done that yet?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, and have you got any of those pop-up notifications?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, you will. In fact, one of mine was Mark Spain, and I get like 2 a day because he's just got this huge real estate machine going.
Like he has commercials.
Yeah, yeah. So he has a huge team. So okay. So the other thing we talked about is I know you're posting on social media a lot, and I know you're posting about our upcoming realtor event. So we talked about taking the time to make comments on other agents' posts. So Nidhi, are you doing that?
Yes. Once a day, maybe one or two. That's it.
Okay, so you need to do more, and that's pretty easy because you don't have to be creative and come up with something to post. You just read what they post and then say, you try and put a few thoughtful words as, whatever, telling them that their child is cute or their, dog is funny or whatever, along with the you have a beautiful listing or something, and you'll create a little bit of rapport with them. It's very, very small, but it's something so that later, after 5 or 10 comments, and they may actually like say thank you for the comment or give you a thumbs up or whatever, then it's a warm call when you call on them.
Sure.
So please do that more often.
Sure.
Daphne, are you doing that?
I am doing that.
Okay. Okay, so we also talked about, how do you so what Sean was telling us, and I think that we've pretty much hammered this home, it's so much easier face to face than it is over the phone. I mean, talking to a stranger over the phone has very low success rate, but face to face, they can see you and your smile and how you interact. So it allows you also to read their body language. So we talked about like looking in Eventbrite for real estate activities, and there's a bazillion. And if you put in, free, in person, whatever, Atlanta, Sandy Springs, even Alpharetta, there's like 20 or 30 events going on all the time. Has anybody done that?
I have, yeah.
Are there
I'm
any of
kind of for one next week. I think it's in like Marietta or something.
Okay, you need more. I mean, while you don't have a pipeline, you need to be going to these things all the time, meeting agents. Lauren,
Yeah. I will.
Nidhi,
I have one too next week on 20th of October. I need to do more. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So next time I talk to you, I want to see like a schedule of them, not like I have one next week. Um, and here, if they're free, if you get there and the crowd's not good, you just leave. I mean, So, okay. So we're using that 6-minute networking program, I hope, to help build our network. So did anybody do the next one called Gmail Roulette?
Yes.
You did. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, personally, I had a better response from the texting one that went
Okay.
first. My Gmail, I don't think I really noticed it, but I don't really use it for more than just business purposes, and not with Van Dyke because I have my Van Dyke email, but it's business transaction, fundraising, stuff like that, school emails. So, and everybody at the schools know what I do now because I tell everyone anytime I'm there. But the Gmail, I did have one who was one of my friend's mothers actually, was an email that just happened to pop up, and I sent her an email. I know she just had a grandbaby, and just tried to touch base with her, and that went off really well. But just
Okay.
definitely a lot smaller rate of return on that one than the texting campaign.
Okay, I understand. What about you, Nitty?
No, I haven't done it.
Will you please do that?
Yes, will do it. Yes, I will. Today itself, I'll do it.
Okay. So we one thing that Sean talked about is using top of mind. And I know that we really don't do a lot of training, but there is training available. And so I'd like for each of you to take it on yourself. If you go into top of mind, there are training videos and learn like basic functions. A lot of it is automated and done automatically, but there's no reason why you can't add a few contacts, or if you make contact with somebody, why you can't put them in there and label them, whether they're a friend or a prospect or real estate agent. You can do it manually as well. Um, so I think that you should look at some of those training videos, at some of the basic functions, and top of mind should be something that's kind of open on your desk, running in the background that you can jump into. And you can also make notes, like if they tell you, that they're into football, or that they have 3 kids or whatever, you can there's a note section so that when you call them up, you have something to refer to.
Where are these training videos for top of mind and top of mind?
Okay, so I can't search for it right now, but I will, and I'll send that out to you when I do my notes.
Okay.
When it comes to different, like he spoke about new agent kind of drip campaigns, and I know that we have our drip campaigns that go out, but if you're interested in making a specific one or something like that, is that something we would be able to look at and do on our own, or would we contact the marketing assistant that kind of helps, like for me specifically, Samantha, contact her and have them, come up with a drip campaign that we want to use?
Okay, so I've done that before. It's very labor intensive. So
Okay.
what I would suggest doing is look at the drip campaigns that are already made, and then make some modifications and call your marketing person and say, I don't like the 3rd email. The 4th one, I want to swap out and do this other thing. And then at least, it'll be half the work because
Okay.
you'll already have kind of the system set up. And then they'll be able to make those modifications for you, and modifying an existing one will be a big time saver.
Okay.
Let's see. Top of mind is a good feature. If you do that on your own, they charge like $100 a month for a subscription. Okay, so one thing I want to really stress again is that we do not have hardly any agents signed up for our event. And I need each of you to help me with this. It is important to me that when we have people from corporate come down here for an event, that we have attendance there. So I don't know how to stress this to you more. There's more on the line than simply business development, which is its main purpose. But yeah, please support me in this effort. Patty's got 35 people registered for hers, and we have 4. So, and she's in a market of 1,500 agents, and we've got 15,000 agents on the north side. So surely we can get 35 or 40 to show up for this event. I am posting and emailing, and just, it's a value add for these agents. So please do what you can to help me in that effort.
I just
Okay.
went,
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel
Steven,
like
you know this, that I joined one of the realtor associations and submitted the flyer and the Evite link. And they are supposed to be including it in today's newsletter that goes out to them. And that is supposed to reach over 6,500 different agents who are part of that realtor association. So
What is the
hopefully
name of the association?
it's NAMAR. It's the Northeast Atlanta, Greater Atlanta Realtor Association. It's the one that my husband is a part of, so that's why I looked at it first, but it's the
Okay.
second largest one in Georgia, and they have over 6,500 agent members. So they were supposed to include our flyer and the link to sign up in, well, I guess either this month's or this week's newsletter. So once I get a copy of that newsletter, I'll send it to you because I think it would be cool to see.
And Nitty, you asked me about the Chamber of Commerce. So I've been a member of several over the years: Sandy Springs, North Atlanta, Roswell. I think there's even a North Fulton.
Yeah.
And it depends on the individual group, how active they are.
Okay.
My wife's a member of the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, and she says that that is a pretty good one for her business.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, if you go and you network and you meet people, I think that then it can be worthwhile. I think it falls under kind of the general networking category,
Okay.
where you may be better served joining the Atlanta Board of Realtors, or some realty, the whatever version. There's all kind of different geographical versions of the Atlanta Board of Realtors, where at least the entire crowd are real estate agents, except for the closing attorneys and loan officers that show up for the meetings. But yeah, I mean, all of that is good. If you join and you don't go to any of the meetings, then it doesn't really help.
Right. Right.
Daphne, what are you joining?
I've researched some of these, but I haven't like found any that to join yet.
Okay, put that on your to-do list.
Well,
Also, Nitty, I know that you're a morning person, right? So no, that's great. And you should research BNI. And you may, and this is a great way. I saw that you have an agent that sent you a number of prospects.
Right.
So, I mean, you could talk to him about getting together and starting your own group, because as a real estate agent or a loan officer, it's pretty much impossible. You have to wait till somebody dies, and then there's basically 20 people waiting in line to get into the group. So it may be something to discuss. What I would certainly do is try and go, if you call BNI, their headquarters, then they will assign you a group that you can go as a guest.
Mm-hmm.
So you can at least see what it's all about. It's a very, if you've never been there, it's a very structured meeting that's the sole purpose is to generate referral business. So I think it can be a good tool.
Okay, sure. I'll work.
So here's the thing. So promise me that you'll go as a guest one time,
Okay.
and then either you think it's really cool or you don't like it. That's fine. You know, at least you'll know what it's all about.
Sure.
And the reason why I said about morning is they usually meet early in the morning, like at 7 a.m., before everybody gets to work. And I believe the meeting is set up so that it's exactly 1 hour. So, and Daphne, I want you to think about joining some groups.
mhm.
I know you're super busy with your other commitments, but maybe you can find something that's going to fit in your schedule. It'll
Yeah.
really help you network.
If it's anything in the morning, like, yeah, no, I can definitely join something. There's plenty out there.
Okay. Any questions for me? Are you ready for the 10-question pop quiz?
Sure.
Everybody have their little hand on their little button with a face with the hand like this.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
let me get there. Be ready.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do a test round. Everybody, raise their hand. There's Lauren. There's Nitty. There's Daphne. Okay. Okay, these are going to be maybe a little bit more difficult this week.
Great.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on an 80% loan to value conventional loan, assuming an 800 credit score, 3%, the price comes out to 99.5. What would the price be if it were 95% LTV?
How much was-
Anybody? Where'd I lose you?
How much was the loan?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, oops.
The question here is, what is the difference in price between 80 LTV and 95 LTV? That's basically the question.
Won't it be the same? Only the mortgage insurance would be added.
Say it one more time.
The price would remain the same, only the mortgage insurance would be added to him.
It would have mortgage insurance, yes, but that is not the question.
Yeah, but the price would remain the same. That's what
The
I'm
price would remain the same. Is that correct, folks? No.
Yeah, because the LTV is different.
So the pricing is actually a quarter of a point better. So it's very odd because 80% LTV is a quarter of a point worse in price than 85, 90, or 95. And the reason is the mortgage insurance gives the lender a comfort level. They actually give you a little bit better price.
Oh,
So it is a riskier loan actually has a little bit better price. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. If you were to close a primary refinance on Tuesday, any Tuesday, not a national holiday week. If you were to close a primary refi on Tuesday, when does it fund? Nitty.
Monday.
Okay, that's correct. Explain how you got that.
So Tuesday, the loan would close. Tuesday, like Wednesday morning, 12 a.m. would be considered his first day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days period to resign. And then Saturday, Sunday, the bank doesn't work. So Monday would be the funding date.
That is correct. Okay. You have a borrower doing a maximum conventional loan, and he is short on cash. This has never happened, right? I've got two of them right now that are looking in the seat cushions for change. So you have a borrower doing maximum financing short on cash. Give me some ideas that could help them out. Give me 3 ways they could help them out. Lauren.
One way they could get a gift.
Yes. What else?
They could get a secured loan.
Okay. Now we're really reaching. Go ahead.
Or cash in stock or bonds.
Well, no. They're already short cash. All right,
Oh.
Nitty, give me another idea.
Seller concession.
Seller concession. Excellent. If you could get the seller to do that. Yes.
Right. Or I don't know if this is right or not, but maybe realtor can pull in, like out of their commission, they can.
The realtor could contribute.
Yes.
Daphne, tell us something else.
I don't know if this is correct, but like they could choose to do a higher interest rate and get a rebate.
That is exactly right. And I'm doing that on 2 of my deals now. That's it. So yeah, so those are all, well, that's all I could think of. Those are the ways that that would help them out if they're short on funds. Okay. So let's see. Name 3 people in the senior management team at Van Dyke.
Um,
Lauren.
Brian Lovell.
Okay.
Um,
Who is he?
oh, what is her name?
Who is Brian?
Isn't Brian's the one above Joe for
That's
us?
correct. That's correct. He's national sales manager. Okay.
I can picture her face. She's the sweet lady who wears, I don't know whether her name starts with an L or not, but now I can't
Yes,
remember.
it's Lauren. I think it's Lauren only, isn't it? Her name, the VP lady.
Laura Lynn.
That's it, Laura Lynn.
Laura Lynn, yes.
She's the one
Yes,
who always
she,
has the cute glasses.
okay. That's exactly correct. And she is Brian's boss. So Laura Lynn is I guess she's pretty much second in charge of the whole company. Daphne, you got to know somebody. You get emails from these people. What?
but like senior people.
Yeah.
Would Sarah Sherling is she senior?
She is not senior level. Who's in charge of the whole rates, pricing, all of your money? Okay, so John
Right?
John Barnes is the head of secondary. Who did you say, Lauren?
I was just calling out names. Rich.
Okay, there is a guy named Rich. Did you just like make up a
No,
name?
no.
No, it's Rich.
He's been on the ops huddles before. I just didn't know what department he was in.
And
Yes,
or whatever.
Rich Passamonte. He is ahead of all of lending. So yes, definitely. Any others? Okay. Well, Justin Mead is in charge of all of technology, and Jeannie Nivason is basically the lady that runs the entire company. She is Tom Van Dyke's right hand. And then a couple others that you normally would hopefully will not get to know too well is James Beebe, who is head of the legal department, and Patty Lacey, who is ahead of post-closing. And you actually don't want emails from them. Sorry, maybe a Christmas card, but nothing else. Okay, so what does the acronym or the initials AMS stand for? Nobody's heard of the AMS?
Is it automated mortgage system?
No, that's a good guess. Those are 3 words that start with AMS.
Account management.
No, so that's our appraisal management service. They are the ones that handle all the appraisals. So the reason why we have an AMS is because of the laws that they came out with regarding how appraisals have to be handled. You have to have a firewall. so that we cannot contact the appraisers. Who can contact the appraiser? Anybody know? Who can contact the appraiser?
The buyer?
Yes, the buyer can. Who else? The real estate agents can.
The loan processor?
No, the loan processor can't. So nobody on the production side can contact them. The people at the AMS can contact them. That's basically what they're there for. But the agents can and the borrower can. We cannot. What does NLCS stand for?
National licensing system?
National League Championship Series. The Braves are in the NLCS. You didn't know that? Nobody knew that but me.
Well, I mean, I thought we were talking like.
All right. How long has Van Dyke been in business?
Since 1987.
Somebody didn't raise their hand.
I think that.
Yes, since 1987, 34 years. How many finance properties can a borrower have?
I don't know.
Is there a limit?
I don't think there's a limit.
Okay, so there's no legal limit, but what about as far as our policy?
I don't know. 2. I have no idea.
Okay, so it's a little bit confusing, but to get a, if you're getting a new primary residence, then it's unlimited how many you have financed. If you're buying a non-owner occupied home, like a second home or investor, then there is a 10 finance property limit. Okay, here's another pricing question. What's the pricing hit for a condominium? Nobody's looked up a condominium?
No idea.
No.
Okay, condos have a 3/4 point pricing hit if the LTV is greater than 75%. Okay, guys, I'm not thrilled with the performance here, but maybe we're going to end this on a high note. So, other than a lower rate and a lower payment, tell me 4 reasons why a person may want to refinance their house. Daphne, go.
They're
one.
a divorce or they're getting a divorce.
Right, the judge says do it.
Yeah.
Nitty, give me a reason.
Cash out?
They want to pull cash out. Lauren, give me a reason.
Drop their PMI.
They want to drop their PMI. Those are all good reasons. Any other reason?
Besides lower rate.
Want to buy a second home?
They're going to do what? So, what'd you
Buy
say?
a second home?
So that's kind of cash out. We don't really care what they do. So the other reason is they may want to combine the first and second. They got a second to do some project. Now rates are low. They'd rather just combine them. Most seconds have a variable rate. The other corollary to the cash out is to do debt consolidation. They're not actually taking cash from the table, but they've got high interest credit cards or car loans, and they can combine that in. And then also, a lot of people now are shortening the term. They feel like since rates are lower, there's not much difference in going from a 30-year to a 15 or a 20-year, and then they cut 10 or 15 years of payments off of their loans. All good reasons to refinance. And we had like a little bitty bounce back in the market. So rates are a good spot once again. Any other questions? Did you learn one thing today? One little fact?
Mhm.
Did you learn the Braves are in the National League Championship Series?
Well, we knew
Hey.
that. I just didn't.
I
know what
watched
you're referencing.
Hey, for $0, who are they playing?
Right tonight, the Dodgers.
There you go. All right. All right, everybody, have a great day.
Stephen, I just have for you.
Go ahead, Nitty.
I'm sure we have talked about it and I might have missed it. So now that we are tracking the agents and we will get the notification that they have listed this house, what's our next step? We call them and we tell them that, hey, how is it going? How would you start it?
On that, with that little project.
Uh-huh.
So, first of all, you'll get an email notice. You can email them. You can say, you could do a quick Zillow search just so that you can see it and feel more confident. And then you can call them and say, oh, I just saw that listing you got in Windward. That's a beautiful home. I'm sure that one's going to go quickly. Any kind of way of honoring them or complimenting them. Remember, agents are going to eat that up with a spoon. And then, it's just one more thing in their brain where it's like nitty and then positive, something positive. Nitty made me happy, and then who knows? Then you meet them at a realtor function, or you call on them to get together, and then it's all of a sudden, yeah, I think I know you, Nitty. Yeah. And then obviously, so you say something about the house. You like the house, the subdivision. That's just down the street from me. I'm curious as to how much that's going to sell for, or I don't know. I remember when they were building those houses. Just some kind of comment to engage, and they will probably ignore you, but in the back of their mind, you're getting on their radar.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's the same exact reason why you comment on their post, right? You say, "Oh yeah, my son plays soccer too. Are you in the Wills Park League or what?" That sort of thing.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. Well, have a great day.
You.
I'll talk to you later.
You too.
Sure.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.